What is up, YouTube? KM888 here with some Yu-Gi-Oh news and test hands for you guys. Now, apparently YCS Düsseldorf this weekend is flipping over. They reached the cap at 2,200 players already, and they had to move their mega regional to a different location and call it YCS Düsseldorf 2. Now, that's crazy. Like, at the moment, the exact number isn't known yet to how many players there are in total, but it's gonna be around 2,800 people, which is amazing. It's a new record and it just exploded. It's amazing, like, wow. Community, I think it's great that Yugioh is still this popular, and I just love to contribute to anything I can. I'm not going to the YCS this year. I'm not gonna do any YCS this year, just because I'm saving up for a car, a new computer, stuff like that. I have a family, so yeah, I had to make some adjustments this year, but we'll see, right? I am gonna do the European Championship, so bear with me on that one. So yeah, Düsseldorf, really amazing. About 80 or 90% of my team is there. They're spread through both the regionals. I have no clue how it will go there, but I do know that it's gonna be amazing, I guess. Now, for the deck. I've made a couple of changes, and I'm definitely gonna talk about that before I do my test video. I'm not gonna show you guys all the changes yet, because I want to do a deck profile pretty soon about it, but I am going to do my test hands already with it. What I've changed is well, the theory behind it is people know already what the Kali Yuga build does, and people are actually anticipating it, and they are actually putting cards in their side deck to stop this, cards in their main deck like Twin Twister, stuff like that. Sure, we can handle that in our basic combo, but I feel that the deck, it had to evolve a little bit more. The Thunder Dragon matchup is still really hard, because if they go first, they just put up such a big board, and it's crazy. And the thing that I did, I put in a hand trap, just in case I go second, but the hand trap itself is also good going first. The card I put in is the fantastical Dragon Phantasme, and I put 3 copies of it in the main deck, clearing out some space. The deck is still at 42 cards, so that's great. I cut down the PK engine a little bit. It's only 2 cards, the boots and the rank up magic, so I have to look where I can how I have to do my combos again, because I don't have those 2 extenders anymore. And I put in a Pot of Desires as well, so I don't really mind banishing the rank up magic if it comes to it, but I can still put up big fields then, and it should be enough to win, even without the rank up magic. But I feel that Desires is such a powerful card, I have to include it, even though like 90% of the deck is still one-offs. And I don't really mind that they're one-offs, so I've been playtesting it, and it works out in most scenarios, so yeah. I'm gonna go into the deck, into the combos right now. I'm gonna go into the test hands, and I'm gonna try and show you guys how it works out, so yeah. Deck still at 42 cards. I'm gonna power shuffle, just conform the usual. The chances of bricking are kinda lower, but still higher at the same time. Like, I'm only playing 1 gate 0 at the moment, because I needed something to cut, and I felt that the second gate 0 was the worst thing in the deck right now. So there's always the chance that you brick on that card, but the chance is also lower to brick on that card, because you're not running 2, so yeah. For our opening hand, the first one, we're having Allure of Darkness, Purple Poison. It's already good, I can use it, so it's great. We have the Dark Worm, Dragon Pit Magician, and a second Dark Worm. I don't mind 2 Dark Worm, it means I can just banish 1, so I'm definitely gonna start out with that. The chance to draw a gate 0 is actually smaller now, because I still have 37 cards left in the deck, and the chance to draw a Curtain Raiser or a Pendulum Call to have a great starter card is actually better this way, so yeah, I'm gonna go Allure. I'm gonna draw Harmonizing. I'm gonna draw the Curtain Raiser, exactly as I said how it worked out. And I'm gonna banish the Dark Worm. Now it's actually sad I don't have the prize card, because if I had the prize card, I'd definitely make a Guard Dragon build with triple allure, because you can banish the Dark Worm and then use the prize card to get this back to your hand for free, so all the pluses there. Now at this point, Curtain Raiser, special summon it, normal summon the Dark Worm. You're normal summoning the Dark Worm because you really want that gate 0. Oh, it was at the bottom of the deck, which is amazing, wow. The card was just where I wanted it to be. At this point, making Electromite. And like, if they Ghost Ogre it isn't that big of a deal, because you have the Harmonizing, you have full scales, and you have the gate 0, so it means you can still go for your Yuga play either way. Summoning Electromite. I am going to use its effect because I do really like to have a chronograph in my scale. So I'm gonna send the chronograph with the Electromite. And then I'm going to pop the gate 0 to get that chronograph into my hand. So popping it, getting the chronograph, and then I get to draw a card. So as long as it isn't a Time Gazer, I'm a happy boy. And it's the boots. It is a brick, but having this means I don't really have to go into the Rusty Bardish again. However, I can't summon the Dragon Pit Magician off of this Pendulum summon, but it is what it is. So we're going to scale the Chronograph, we're going to scale the Purple Poison, and then we're going to Pendulum summon. So we're going to summon the Harmonizing, the Boots, and from the extra deck we're going to summon the Gate 0 and the Darkworm. Like, in most scenarios, I go for Darkworm here, just because of the fact that if you overlay with it, it goes to the graveyard, and if they clear your field, you get to summon it. So, Harmonizing's effect, I'm going to summon the Janke Magician. It's the only level 7 in the deck that you can summon at this point, because you already drew into the Dragon Pit. Now let's see, we're gonna overlay into Absolute. Now this is kind of awkward because you can't overlay these two, you can't synchro with them, and you have the Silent Boots as well as the Time Gazer. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try to make a Meteor Burst still with the Harmonizing, just so I can summon the Purple Poison, because there is no real other way of me getting to an Abyss Dweller, so yeah. So the first thing I have to do is I'm going to link away the Boots together with the Absolute. Into the extra deck, I guess. I'm gonna go for Underclock, of course. And this means that I can use my Absolute's effect to summon a Allies Raging Dragon. At this point, using the Chronograph's effect, summoning the Time Gazer, and I'm going to use the Boots effect, banishing it, adding the rank up magic to my hand already. So basically you're already done for your Kali Yuga play, and everything else that you're gonna do is just to fortify your defenses. So at this point, I'm going to use Electromite and Underclock. And I'm gonna make a Decode Talker all the way to the other side. Synchro into a Meteor Burst. Wow, this is kind of awkward. Like, if I try to go for Meteor Burst and then Dweller, I don't have a zone left to summon Kali Yuga. It's kind of awkward, yeah. I'm gonna do it differently. I'm going to try and keep my Dark Room on the field then. I'm just gonna go and synchro these two into a new card that I'm playing, which is the Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. I was searching for a level 7 to deal with the Pancratops outside of the Decode Talker, because sometimes you have your Destrudo laying around, like in the grave, you can't do anything with it. And I just wanted a level 7, and I didn't feel like Dragsta was the card to go for. So eventually I decided on this one, and right here it does come in handy because I can just set this, and at the moment I have protection from Twin Twister, and I have protection from something like a Pancratops in the Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. But also, if they if you try to do something else, like just summon a big monster, this puts it back in their hand. Like against dangers, it's subpar because this thing is mandatory, and if they summon a Nessie, you just bounce it back to their hand and they get another try. But it could help. So yeah. At this point, you have full scales for next turn. I didn't use Pendulum Call, so I'm not going to set this. But there's also the interaction of Purple Poison with Kali Yuga. Like, if you go into the main phase of the opponent's turn and you get to use this, you're going to overlay into Kali Yuga. And if they summon like anything and you feel like it's threatening, you can just go with Kali Yuga's effect, blow up your own Purple Poison, and use Purple Poison's effect to pop anything on the field. This thing isn't negated because it activates in the extra deck, so there's always that. I feel the field was decent enough, and the combo is a lot quicker since I'm not using a couple of cards in the deck. So that's also good. You won't go into time as often. At the moment I'm going to go into the second combo for you guys. I hope you still like the deck. It isn't as... I shouldn't say it isn't as powerful anymore. It's a bit different, I feel. You have more options in case they try to stop you. You have better options going second, and in general it's a lot more consistent. So you just don't make your fields anymore with Savage Dragon, plus Dweller, plus your Decode, the Rusty, and having the room for Kali Yuga. You either go for Dweller or you either go for Borreload Savage Dragon, and most of the time it depends on having the Decode Talker or not. Like if you don't make the Decode Talker, you have to go for the Savage Dragon because you need the protection from the Twin Twister. But if you have the Decode Talker, you can go for Dweller or the Moonlight Rose Dragon. So yeah. I'm gonna go for a second hand, again with the boots. Like I hate this card to show up in my opening hand. The Fantastical Dragon, Phantasme, Cerberus, Dragon Shrine, and Purple Poison. So we're gonna go easy mode, Cerberus, effect, gotta get the Jackal King. Shrine, Darkworm, Special, K0, using the Jackal King to summon the Cerberus, and now we're gonna go for Electromite. And once again, this is where the thinking begins. We have 2 level 7s for the combo if we were going to go first. So that's always great already. I'm gonna try and get the Harmonizing. It depends on the draw of Electromite, of course, here. But we'll see what we'll get. So I'm going to put my Purple Poison in the scale. For the Pendulum summon. So there is more chance of drawing a high scale since Wisdom Eye is also there. Electromite, pop it. Getting the Harmonizing, and then we're going to draw, and it's an Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon doesn't really help here because, well, we don't have Magicians in our extra deck, and we needed a high scale, but it's better to scale than the Purple Poison since at least you can use a level 4. We have to use a Harmonizing in the scale right now, but so be it. we're still going to Pendulum Summon 5, so yeah. So Pendulum this, we're Pendulum summoning the Dark Worm, summoning the Fantastical Dragon, the Boots, and the Purple Poison. At this point, overlay, absolute. Like, this is worst case scenario going first. You opened 2 bricks in the Phantasme and in the Silent Boots, and you can still go off, so yeah, there's always that. Now we do have to find a way to get the Boots in the graveyard, because we want to go for a Deco Talker with a Raging and the Kali Yuga play again. So we're going to go and overlay these 2 into Dweller already, since we can. We don't have to worry about that one. And we could go and make Deco Talker with only these 2, but then we're stuck not having the Boots' effect from the graveyard. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm like pretty simple. I'm just gonna use all 3 for the Pendulums, for the Link Summon. You don't really care at all for that Boots. It's just there to be able to go and go into your rank up play. So you're just gonna use them as 3 monsters, using the Absolute's effect to summon the Raging. And then we're gonna search out the rank up magic again with the Boots. Like, this is just the standard play. Like, it's a really good one, because in the draw phase you have your Dweller's effect. You have Deco Talker to protect your rank up magic play by tributing the Dweller just in case, and you have the Kali Yuga, so you have full scales for next turn as well. You don't have to use the blow up effect from Kali Yuga, but it could be used, so that's great. That was it for the second one, and as I said, they're going faster and faster, so we're only 17 minutes in, even though I did an entire explanation on the YCS in Düsseldorf. I can definitely do a third one, I think, so yeah. I also feel like, since I made it more consistent, it's a bit more linear to how you have to play your opening hands. So let's see what we get for our third test hands, shall we? Chronograph, awesome. Pendulum Call, Shrine, Wisdom Eye, and the Boots. Oh my god, like, I'm playing 42 cards, I've drawn this 3 times. At least we have something to Pendulum Call away, so there's always that. Shrine, Dark Worm special, getting the gate. I hope that by now you guys can already see like where this is going. I'm gonna try and keep my Chronograph, because I really like that card to have in my scale. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna normal summon my Wisdom Eye. I'm gonna make the Electromite that way. And to be honest, I don't even need to use my Electromite, because I'm going to use Pendulum Call to get into both the Oath Dragon and the Harmonizing. Which basically means that I have everything that I need. I already have the Chronograph. So at this point you don't have to use Electromite. I don't even feel like I have to, because I already have a Magician in the extra deck as well. So I'm just gonna not do it. It saves out. So yeah. Although I don't want to draw the rank up magic right here, so I'm gonna Pendulum Call. And I'm going to add the Harmonizing and the Oath. I always add the Oath just because that next turn you can start adding cards and it's way easier that way. At this point, using Boots. Getting the rank up. At this point, you really want to get this into your extra deck, so scaling it, Electromite's effect, popping it, and you're gonna get the Dark Worm back. You're gonna get the draw from the Electromite, and it's Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness right here is awesome because you don't need the Dark Worm. You're having 2 scales and you have your harmonizing. So I'm just gonna go and Allure. Let's see what we draw. It's the Curtain Raiser and another Wisdom Eye. I'm going to... do I want the Dark Worm for next turn? I don't really care. So I'm just gonna banish the Dark Worm. And this is our hand. At this point, Oath Dragon, Chronograph, and we're going to Pendulum Summon. So we're summoning the Gate 0, the Wisdom Eye, Harmonizing, and any other monster. I'm going to take... I'm gonna go for this one because the Wisdom Eye can be used to scale after the Chronograph is gone. So you can already add this turn with the Oath Dragon Magician. Harmonizing's effect. I'm gonna go with Janke Magician. The reason I always take Janke Magician is because it's a dark. Like, next turn I can use that Wisdom Eye Magician that I have to go into Black Fang, and Black Fang can bring back the Janke Magician if need be. So that's always an option. At this point, I'm gonna go for the Absolute. I already have done my normal summon, so we can't do that anymore. Now the thing is, if we hadn't drawn the boots, we could have just gone with the Absolute, the Curtain Raiser, and the Time Gazer that we're going to summon from the Chronograph, make a Rusty Bardish off of that by going first into Underclock, doing the regular play, and like, even though that seems, it just seems so bad to do it that way, we could do it still because it gives an option for Deco Talker to get rid of. But let's see. I'm gonna go and use Absolute and Electromite. I'm gonna go into Underclock. I'm not gonna go for the Rusty Bardish play. I really don't think you need to if you already have the PK cards. So at this point, Absolute's effect, summoning the Raging again. At this point, the Electromite is in the graveyard. So we're going to go and... I don't even need this. Like, I'll keep this on the field. Do I even need to? Like, that's crazy. I'm gonna use Chronograph. I'm gonna summon the Time Gazer. So I'm gonna summon it, or am I going to put it in scale? Yeah, that's actually better. I'm gonna put the Time Gazer in the scale, just so I can use my Oath Dragon Magician later on. Link summoning with these two. The other way around. I'm gonna summon the Deco Talker again. And at this point you have free reign to go either for Dweller or for Savage Dragon. I don't really know what would be the best right here because I already have the Deco Talker. But I think the Savage Dragon, it stops 2 cards instead of 1, so I'm just gonna link these 2 away, making a Savage Dragon. And also, if you Synchro Summon those, with those, you get those cards, the Harmonizing, the Wisdom, in your extra deck. So with the Oath Dragon, you can already get some back this turn. Using Savage Dragon's effect, equipping the Electromite, getting 2 counters. At this point, using the Oath's effect, and I'm already getting back a Harmonizing. So at this point, we've established a field of full scales that can't be destroyed by card effects. We have the Savage Dragon, we have Deco Talker, and we have the Kali Yuga play as soon as you set this. So that's always nice. So yeah, and we have full scales in our hand for next turn, even if they could destroy this, which they shouldn't be able to. So yeah, it's still a great field, I think, and it's pretty much well, they can beat it, like, hey, look, a Sphere mode. And that would suck, but yeah, shit happens, so yeah. Even if they have like something like a Denko Sekka, so you can't use this, you still have 2 negates. So at least there's that. You have full skills that they can't beat. And as long as they don't OTK you, you're gonna OTK next turn with Borreload Savage Dragon. You're gonna draw another Harmonizing. Ah, awesome. You have full scales anyways. So yeah, that's it for the video. 25 minutes. I think 3 combo videos is enough. I hope my teammates at the YCS are doing okay. And I'm gonna sign off now. See you in the next video. Ciao.